So first of all, let me tell you one thing. I didn't actually grow up watching this show as a kid. Mainly because it was rarely shown on the television. At least where I lived. But I do know the basics of the show, and also the theme song, which I have to give this game credit for. It starts right up with the theme song. So what kind of game is this? Another Mario 64 clone? Heck no. A cheap Ocarina of Time wannabe? No. It's a board game. Video game. Yeah. So like the show, the premise is kind of dull. I mean, it worked for the show. But this game... let's just take a look, shall we? The first thing you'll notice is the polygonic diarrhea that is the character design. And really, I know this was just when they created 3D animation, but seriously, look at Mario Party, which came out 1 year before, and that looked awesome! So really, there's no excuse for them doing this. The graphics out of the way, you get to choose from 3 different playboards. I'll assume that you actually unlock more as you go through the game. You know, like Mario Party where you can unlock more stages. After you choose a stage, you get to choose your baby you'll play as, and... oh my! My god! I'm sorry, it's just those models! To get it out of the way, no, you cannot play as Angelica. Why? I do not know. Alright, let's choose Chucky then. The first stage is called Angelica's Temple, and oh, I get it. Angelica is the villain in this game, similar to Bowser in the various Mario Party games. After you start up a game, you'll quickly notice that you got no clue what you are doing, let alone how to beat the game. So if you really want to know how to beat this game, stay tuned. Okay, Angelica's Temple is pretty simple. So let's start out with a brief background story, shall we? It starts out with Tommy's dad, I didn't watch the show enough to catch his name, buy some expensive Aztec idols which cost him 3 payments of $95 each.
They only cost 3 payments of $19.95 each.
Which of course Angelica breaks and tries to blame the babies.
Find all the pieces of the broken statue before Angelica finds hers, or you will be trapped here in the Temple of Cocobola forever.
Okay, that creepy guy out of the way, and no, he's never explained nor mentioned again. You start out as one of the 4 babies and have to cooperate to find the missing pieces of the idols before Angelica finds hers. And if you play with the computer, you'll quickly notice that this game was meant for more players. But who am I going to get to play this game with me? You? Anyway, you might notice that the actual playboard is really dull. And this goes for all 3 playboards. None of them looks interesting, especially not Reptar's Candy Island. That one's just pitch black. There's one more stage I forgot to mention, which is called Grandpa's Sunken Treasure. And is this just me, or is there something odd about this grandpa?
There's some cookies for this little scout.
Okay, an old man is offering treats to babies while some creepy music is playing?
Hey little fella, wanna play a board game?
Sorry about that. Back to the game. About now would be a good thing to talk about the different squares on the playboard. Unlike Mario where there is a blue space and red spaces, which takes and gives money. We got get 2 cookies and get 4 cookies. And instead of the happening spaces, where the boss gets interactive and does something unexpected, if you ever played Mario Party, then you know that this space is always a lot of fun the first times around. But instead of that, we get take a nap square, which is as exciting as it sounds. Oh, a nappy square. Time to go to bed. What is still bothering me is that this nap time square also can be found on the undersea level. I mean, that's what would happen if you decided to take a nap 20,000 leagues under the sea. Stupid babies. Although, to the game's credit, this square is not on the Sugar Rush board, which really makes a hell of a lot of sense since these babies are now hyper. Funny I keep praising this stage. Let's take a look and... Oh god! Look at Chucky! What did they do to him? He looks like the missing animatronic from Chuck E. Cheese! Or Freddy's Diner! Another little detail they added for 2 of the stages is that you can change size on them, even though I couldn't spot the difference at all. When I'm at the nitpicking, let me say that you roll a 6-sided die, which is everything but a die. In the temple and on the sea level, it's a rattle. Understandable enough. And in the candy level, it's a dinosaur egg. Yeah, but this is also weird in Mario Party, where you can roll from 1 to 10 on a 6-sided die. Yeah, you go figure that out. And while you're at it, figure out why the fuck they use a dinosaur egg as a fucking die. At this point, I would normally talk about the controls. But really, it's a 2-button game. Might as well have been on the NES. You use A to roll the die, and B to cancel an action. Other than that, you use the control stick to move. And that's pretty much it! I really can't complain about these controls, because there really isn't any. Oh yeah, I think now is the time to talk about the other stages, and how they play. I'll do this briefly since they aren't that different. In the Grand Sea Treasure stage, you compete against the other babies to find treasure for Angelica. In the Reptar Rush, or Reptar Candy Island, whatever it's called, you gather different types of candy where the goal is to reach a certain amount of all the candy. Actually, a fun thing I noticed for this particular stage is that the middle really reminds me of the famous sweet roll.
Let me guess, someone stole your sweet roll.
I guess we know who stole it then. Another little nitpick is you choose characters. And you might think, what? More choices is a bad thing? But before you start ranting, let me explain. It's how they executed this I do not like. First off, the gram says who is going to play together.
Now let's decide who's gonna play together.
And keep this in mind since you have to choose 4 players to play with, when there's only 4 fucking characters and you cannot choose the same twice. This is a minor detail, I know, but it really pisses me off. Why couldn't he say something like, which order are we going to play? Anyway, when you complete a stage, you get this short animation, which really sucks. Seriously, I beat all 3 stages the first time around, or at least I didn't get the game over screens. But is this just me, or is there no unlockables? I mean, I beat the stages, and nothing happened. It still says new game. So you mean I cannot save? Then why would I play a game like this? Looking at Mario Party again, imagine if all of your hard-earned stars and money would go to waste. Just like, yeah, we know you worked hard for this, but really, there's no point. I mean, this game doesn't even have any mini-games. Oh, did I forget to tell you that? Yeah, no fucking shit. I mean, what's the point of playing these board games, party games anyway then? If you can only look at a boring board with no mini-games. So, are you telling me that the most boring and extremely tedious part from Mario Party is this whole fucking game? And my only reward are like 10 seconds of cutscene? What the fuck, man? In conclusion, this game is really missing something. Apart from being a Mario Party clone, and a bad one at that, this game is first of all missing some more appealing graphics. Not that graphics makes a good game, but these are just uninspired and dull. I could go on and on further with the lack of minigames, since that's what makes the Mario Party games interesting in the first place. So for this game not having any at all in any forms whatsoever, that's really a flaw. I would say that the voice acting isn't that bad at all. I mean, this actually beats Mario Party, since their voice acting is mainly just yelling. I don't say that voice acting is a necessity, but if I should point something good out, that would mainly be it. The lack of being able to save your progress is also a downside in my book, especially in the N64 era. I could understand this in the NES or SNES era. It just doesn't give me a point to continue playing the game more than once. So, all in all, this game was only released to cash in on Mario Party's success, and it clearly shows. I give up. Fuck this game. I'm going to play Mario Party instead. You know, the board game video game that's actually worth a damn.
Yeah!